Well, hey there, my friends. This is October 9th, 2020. This is John Lennon's 80th birthday, and that's the subject of today's video. This is Rock Hard Riffs, guitar channel for the self-taught. Well, hey there, guys. Welcome to Rock Hard Riffs. This is the rock and roll guitar channel for the self-taught. And it's all about John Lennon today. We're celebrating John Lennon's life. He was born October 9th, 1940. You know, John packed a lot of living into the short 40 years that he lived. What an impression he made, not just on the music industry, but mankind, you have to say, pretty much. I mean, the Beatles and John and all of the other lads just had such gigantic impact, even on guys over my shoulder here. You know, the Beatles influenced just about everybody that came down the pike. Now, John was not just some kind of anomaly, not some kind of one-trick pony kind of thing. He was a fantastic guitar player. His sense of rhythm was absolutely fantastic. Listen to songs like Your Blues and Happiness is a Warm Gun and Julia, all from the White Album. He makes his guitar talk, and he's a fantastic guitar player. So he's a great musician, one. He was also, too, a fantastic singer. He had probably one of the most recognizable voices anywhere, and it was such a great voice to boot. And then to top it all off, one of the greatest songwriters of the 20th century, maybe of all time. He and Paul McCartney as a duo. These guys would just put out great song after great song after great song. I can't think of a bad Beatle album, and only a couple here or there bad Beatles songs, if you want to say that. I don't think there's any comparison to their body of work. And then look what John did after the Beatles as well. And that's a little bit what we're going to talk about right now. This has got to be one of my favorite albums of all time. This is John Lennon's Shaved Fish. It's kind of like a compilation album, semi-greatest hits if you want to call it that. As you see, the songs that are on there are all great stuff. I tend to listen to this album during Christmas because the song War is Over, Happy Christmas is on this, so I tend to listen to it during Christmas, but it's all just great music. And again, this is all John post-Beatles, so he didn't just dry up after the Beatles. Are you familiar with this movie? Nowhere Boy. I've spoken about this before. I'd like to mention it again. It is such a good movie, and it's hard to watch. If you don't understand the story of John's youth, this will definitely cue you in. But as I was saying earlier, John was just so introspective, and he tried to be honest with himself. And you've got to imagine doing all that during and after the insanity of Beatlemania. Interesting guy. Of course, John left behind his wife, Yoko, and his two sons, Julian and Sean. John was trying to reacquaint himself with Julian at the end of his life, and that had to be so tough for Julian. And of course, Sean, he was just a little kid. He was 5 years old when John passed away. And that's, you know, certainly one of the most difficult parts to talk about that, but we're not doing that today. We're celebrating the life of one of my absolute all-time heroes, maybe one of yours too. Guys, make sure you chime in the comments and give us your thoughts about John. You know, John was just such a gigantic inspiration to just about the whole world. I mean, if you want to be corny about it, but if you think about it, try to find somebody that actually hasn't been inspired by, or hasn't been inspired by somebody that has been inspired by the Beatles or John Lennon himself. That's the impact that John had left, and also all the rest of the Beatles. And that will live forever. Alright guys, thank you so much. We really appreciate you joining us. Make sure you leave a comment, and we'll see you next video.